So today we will discuss one new topic, and this is about education. So generally, what happens when we discuss about education and all, we consider second house very first. Okay, second house is the initial education. Initial means like as soon as child take birth. Okay, then after few months or few years, we teach them to pronounce mother and father. Okay, mama, papa, like this. This is also education. Okay, that learning process is starting from the second house only. Okay, that is a basic education, etiquettes education. Okay, how to eat, how to walk, everything from the second house. Similarly, fourth house. Now, fourth and fifth. Sometimes we are confused among these two houses. Okay, some people say fourth house education, some say fifth house education. Okay, so always remember two words. Okay, so in Sanskrit we call it Vidya and Buddhi. Okay, Vidya and Buddhi. Vidya means knowledge, Buddhi means intelligence. Okay, knowledge and intelligence. Fourth house we use to judge the education. Okay, knowledge and everything. Fifth house is basically a intelligence. Intelligence, wisdom, these things we discuss from the fifth house. And ninth house is higher studies, studies. Eighth house is research based education. Okay, it's not only about research based eighth house. Eighth house is something for which you are going in deeper, okay, or the kind of a knowledge which is not materialistic. Like, for example, Einstein, okay, Albert Einstein, okay, his knowledge or his final conclusion about the relativity theory is not something from the fourth, fifth, or ninth. It is from the eighth house. Okay, eighth house we call it eighth house is the dark. Okay, no light. That is something deep. So in spiritual language, we call it like when you sit for meditation. Okay, when you go into deeper, okay, deeper consciousness. Okay, like sleeping, waking, dreaming, and then from these three consciousness, when you go to more deeper, transcendental, cosmic, then unity consciousness. So all these things exist in the eighth house. So the knowledge which you take from your deeper awareness, okay, and then you give to outer world. So that is from the eighth house. Okay, so in our layman language, we call research. Okay, because research is something which is not given in the books or uh, you are discovering something new from the existing theories and all these things. This is also eighth house. And then there is this 12th house also. 12th house is also education. Many people don't know about this. Okay, now how 12th house is education? Before that, I hope everybody understood that second house is your initial learnings, walking, speaking, eating habits, all these things, second house, very initial things. Okay, then fourth house is your academic knowledge, we can call it, and fifth house is intelligence. Ninth house is higher studies. Eighth house is something research based or the knowledge which you take from your aware of from your inside. And then we left with the 12th house. 12th house is education. Now 12th house is a kind, not an education, but it's a kind of a knowledge, okay, which is which you receive from the cosmic, like Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita is also knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Okay, that flows from Lord Krishna. But that knowledge is already universal knowledge that already exists. You need to become a madhyam, you need to become a mediator through which that knowledge flows. That is 12th house. Okay, so if any person is doing jyotish and the 12th house becomes more prominent in their chart, so their knowledge is not a bookish knowledge or something uh, which we call like research based knowledge. No, that knowledge is something different, transcendental knowledge. Okay, so his Jyotish principles or whatever predictions he is doing, that is automatic from the universe. Okay, so that thing you can't learn. Okay, you can't learn it. That will automatically comes. So what is the process? If you notice, 12th house is a triangle from the 4th and 8th house, correct? So when you start your journey with the academic knowledge, that is the 4th house, and when you do meditation or when you concentrate on that subject, when you become one pointed, what we call one pointed attention on the particular subject, that is the 8th house, huh? Then automatically you unlocked your 12th house. This is the flow of knowledge, 4th, 8th, and 12th. So generally, we see people discuss about the 4th and 8th. Okay, but there is a third dimension to it, that is the 12th. So you need effort in 4th and 8th house, but 12th house, no effort is needed. This is the only difference. Now, this is the whole structure. In similar manner, third house also we can include. Why? Because third house is the knowledge of writing, that written thing. We call it the communication house. The mode of communication. Maybe it's a verbal communication or through written communication. Okay. So in every kind of exams or these kind of things, third house is important. Okay, so in your education analysis and all, you can also include third house. Okay, so sixth house is also important. Why? Because competitive exams, competitive exams is sixth. So generally, whenever you see uh, like competitive exams, like the toughest competitive exams, like in India, we do UPSC and IIT exams, IIM exams, and all these things. Then this third and sixth stuff becomes very important. Why sixth house is competition, third house is a written examination, written and interview and all these things. 3, 6. So all these houses we are going to use in our Prashna method. So in Nadi, we are going to do Nadi Prashna, correct? After a few classes. So there you will use it in more systematic manner. But in Nadi system that we are this is more simplistic. Okay, so here we are not going to use every houses like second, third, fourth. No. Okay, so Rishi is not talking about using all houses. So he is very clear. He is giving you one or two planets as a Karaka planet and one or two houses as a particular houses. So you need to pick those houses as planet only, and you can make predictions. So this introduction about the all houses I have just given you to so that you can keep in your mind. Okay, it will what you call, you can do further work or research on these topics. Okay, but in Nadi Granth, what they are saying about the education. So they say for education, we should judge Mercury and Jupiter. These two planets, this also we know already. Okay, out of this Mercury and Jupiter, Mercury is the planet which is most important for us. Because whenever we deal with the education, so we are more concerned about the academic knowledge. Okay, so academic knowledge is Mercury. Also, Mercury is intelligence. Like I told you, fourth and fifth we can differentiate. Okay, fourth house we use for the academic and fifth for the intelligence. But in Nadi system, they say fifth house is a house of education. So you can judge everything related to education with the help of fifth and Mercury, these two parameters, fifth house and Mercury. So these rules you can use as a snapshot method to judge horoscope quickly. Now, so if you know that Mercury is a prime planet, okay, and Jupiter, you can take Jupiter as a planet who is responsible for wisdom and knowledge. Clear? And Mercury for the academic education and intelligence. These 2 points are clear. So till now, what we have done in education or in other chapters, I hope everybody understood that in Bhrigu system, if you want to create any bad combination, okay, or any event that is not good, how we are doing it? We know the Karaka planet, okay, and you also know the enemy of that Karaka planet. So if you want to predict any malefic result, now it becomes easy. You know the Karaka planet here, Mercury. Huh? You also know the enemy planet for the Mercury. What is that?
Mars.
One is Mars. Huh? So obviously, when Mars and Mercury combine, obviously they will create trouble in the education. This point is clear. So you don't need to remember Mars and Mercury and all. You know the relationship. That's it. Similarly, Ketu is also not good. So whenever Mercury Ketu combine, so we say break in education. Saturn Mercury combine, that also not good for education. Rahu Mercury combine, that is also not good for education. So I'm asking you one question right now. I don't need answer at this stage. You can take one lecture. You can see this whole lecture. Okay, then you decide the answer. Okay, so my question is, see, this question is important because if you have this question in your mind, you can understand the subject more clearly. The question is very simple. If I'm saying Mars is not good for the educational part, it means if Mercury Mars combined, not good for the education. If I'm considering Mars as the troublesome planet for the education, then let's say if I want to make prediction, or if you want to see in the horoscope related to some technical education, because Mars is also a technical planet, correct? Mechanical engineer.
Mars is.
Okay, so you can learn mechanical engineering subject if you have Mars Mercury combination in your chart. Ketu also shows some subject. Every planet have their karaktattvas. Am I correct? Ketu also shows some subject. So it means Mercury and Ketu combine. This will also tell you some particular subject that native is able to master. Are you understanding it? Then how to decide that this Mercury Mars combination is, whether this combination is creating trouble in the education, or it can give native some technical education? How to decide that? Okay, think about this. Answer to this I already told you many times in the class. Okay, but in different scenarios. Now the same questions I'm asking with respect to education. Answer is very simple. Think about it.
Degree.
Haji?
Degree maybe. Before or
Degree.
after.
Yes, before and after. Correct. Correct. I hope now everybody understood this. So I don't need to repeat it again and again. So yes, degrees are very important. So if two planets combine together, whether it's Mercury, Mars, or Ketu, Mercury, you can see the degrees. According to degree, you can decide who is the giver, who is the receiver. Now, Mercury planet is something who is responsible for the education. Now you can easily judge, like uh, in what condition this Mercury Mars combination can be negative, and in what combination this can give you this technical education. Yes, Alkesh.
Sir, if I'm not mistaken, Mercury is also younger brother and younger sister. So, how to see education of these two?
See, for relative, again, like we know the relatives houses also, correct? So if you want to see, like an example, Mercury younger sister. So third house from Mercury you need to take. Okay, so what generally do, like if you want to predict like right in rough manner, then you don't consider houses, just see the Mercury and Mars combination. By this combination, same combination, you can make prediction for the native education. Okay, but if you want to make predictions for the relatives, then you have to see the that correspondent houses also, like third house from Mercury.
Okay.
Okay, so that thing you need to include. Same thing with the mother and mother-in-law. Okay, same thing for the father. Like we have already done, like sun, ninth house from the sun. Okay, like this, you can see the father's related event.
So you means Bhavat Bhavam we have to use.
This is not Bhavat Bhavam, this is Karakat Bhavam.
So, sir, like if we have to see in general education, we'll see Mercury and fifth house from Mercury, or
Yes.
the combinations,
Both
Because
you
here
need to take.
159 will work and 7 will work, sir.
What we are doing in Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. Let's say if I'm deciding the education. Okay, this thing we discuss in the class. Okay, but let me make it clear. So education, you can decide. There are two ways. Okay, easiest way is just see the Mercury and the combinations, like who is present with the Mercury and in 159 houses. All these things you can see, and you can come up with some combinations. You can make prediction. This is what everybody is doing, correct? So here I am adding one more point. I am saying you can also see fifth house from the Mercury. Now what to do in this? When I say fifth house from Mercury, always remember I am saying fifth lord from the Mercury, not the house, but the lord.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I say fifth house, fifth lord from Mercury, so wherever Mercury is sitting, count fifth house from there. Okay, and see who is the lord. And again, you need to check combination with respect to that particular lord.
Sir, what if somebody has like a retrograde Mercury then? Which one we see like fifth or how we see it?
Yeah, so in that case, there are two possible combinations. Okay, one is with the present placement of Mercury, one from the previous house. So in both cases, you need to take fifth house. Okay, so retrograde planet actually increase our effort in judging the horoscope. Okay, Alkeshi. So
Yes,
here, let's say if I want to see something for the younger sister, so obviously Mercury is important, and third from Mercury is also important. Third lord from the Mercury. Okay, so if you judge these two things, you will get an idea about the system. Now you are saying, okay, education related to sister, then what to do? Mercury, okay, third house from Mercury, okay, and then again this fifth house from Mercury that you have already decided. Okay, you have already seen that in your horoscope. So now you have to combine these three things. So whenever, see, always remember in jyotish, not only in Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, but in every system, whenever you do these three things together, okay, so at the end you get confused, like, oh, now what to do? So in that scenario, you always take common factors. Like in today's class, we will see it. Like for example, in one example, you will see, like, if you see the Mercury, so Mercury is giving you one or two education options. Then when I see fifth lord from the Mercury, that is also giving you one or two options in the education. Now, how to decide it? Because you have four options for the education. Then the best process is you can combine all four and you can select the common between all four. What is the common? Okay, that will become the area for the education. Same thing is applied for the sister, brother, and everything. So we have a process like third house from Mercury, fifth house from Mercury. You see it, you merge it, this combination, you will see the education of brothers and sisters. Like
but sir, third and 11th, we always take. I mean, in any scenario, we will take 1, 5, 9, 3, 11.
So
So
taking,
it is
no,
generalized only thing we have to see, or what? In specific.
No, it's not generalized. Understand one more time. I am saying when you see the combination with Mercury, okay, let me take the example one. It will be clear. Now, this is a very basic question. Maybe many other students also have this doubt. Okay, but they don't know how to ask it. Which is a very, very basic thing. Okay, and this question, this doubt, this problem, you will realize when you see the chart. Now see this, what Alkesh is asking. Let me mark it. I will take the example of education only here. Now this is Mercury. This is retrograde Mercury, but consider it direct only. For example, I am saying you can see the Mercury. The one way to judge the combination in BNN in Bhrigu Nandi Nadi is you can see the Mercury with Sun and Moon, and you can see the triangle. In triangle, you can see the Rahu and Mars. In seventh axis, Jupiter. You can mix all these planet combination and you can suggest them possible education. Now this is very tough. Why? Because maximum number of planets are already involved in. So the next step I am saying fifth house from Mercury. When I say fifth house from Mercury, so maybe Alkesh ji was saying fifth house already we have considered because of the Rahu. Then what is the difference in when I say fifth house from Mercury? Correct, Alkesh ji?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
when I say
Exactly.
fifth house from Mercury, so I'm saying fifth house lord from the Mercury. So here my focus is Jupiter.
Hmm.
So now the complete scenario is I have to decide education on the basis of Mercury first. Okay. Then I have a second option, that is Jupiter. So again, with respect to Jupiter, I will check all combinations. Then I have to find the common planets between these two combinations, Mercury and Jupiter. Then whichever planet you feel they are in common, you need to pick only those planets for the education. So when I take 1, 5, 9 axis, so I am taking planets. This is the one scenario. In second scenario, I am saying fifth lord from Mercury. Fifth lord, when I say fifth lord, so I am very specific about the Pisces sign and who is the lord? Jupiter. Now, with respect to Jupiter, you need to check combination. This is the only difference.
And similarly, sir, that is for the third house. We have to see the Lord. For
Yes.
the sister. For the sister.
For a sister. Third house lord.
Third house Lord.
So same thing like, for example, father. If I want to make any predictions for the father. Okay, so our Karaka planet is Surya. Then you can ask me, like some Surya also shows your elder son. Then how to differentiate between the elder son and father? Because both shares the common Karaka, that is Surya, sun. Then how to differentiate it? It's very easy. Okay, in first step, we have to decide with the sun. Okay, you need to check how many planets are making combination with sun. You will get some idea. Now in second step, you need to see the fifth lord from the sun. That particular lord combination you need to check. Okay, now this is applicable for the elder sun. Similarly, when you check ninth lord from the sun, that becomes the rules and combinations for the father only. Then at third step, final step, you need to check the common between these things. So if you find something common from the Surya, the fifth lord from the Surya, you pick only those planets and predict it.
Now, sir, this chart, what we have, can we say that in this chart there will be basically something related to commerce and trade and post-graduation with some kind of MBA and all?
Okay, why? You know, tell the reason, then only I can. Otherwise, we need to see the complete chart. So if you have come up with the commerce and MBA, then what is the reason? Why?
Sir, because Mercury is meeting Venus, which is Mercury and Venus are basically giving the post-graduation and the commerce thing. And maths, Mars is giving, may give, mathematical skills and all.
Hmm.
Though, I mean, sir, it is 4-8-12 combination. It can be, I mean, even the marine engineering or something like that. Also, we can say something like that.
Because
Yeah,
Mars is dispositor as well. So that is also kind of strong bond, right? Because the Mercury is like a kind of Mars, has a Martian.
with your logic and your understanding of Karatattva, you are correct. You're totally correct. Now I'll tell you the biggest problem with this subject, with the education and career. This education and career, there are two topics in the Vedic Jyotish, which is very tough to mark. I have not seen anybody till now who can predict exact education or what career. That is not possible. Okay, I hope everybody understanding why. Because there are a lot of possibilities in the career and education. Okay, nowadays, like every year, some new courses are introducing. So now, what that we take in AI, that is newly emerged subject. Next year, something new will add on. So that's why it's my recommendation that whenever you predict for education and career, you can predict the domains. At least first we should reach to the domains. Okay. Otherwise, people ask you such questions like you can predict, okay, this person is working in army. But nowadays people don't want army. Okay, they want like in army what kind of work I'm doing, because my army is a complete thing. Like there are a lot of posts and a lot of work going on there. Okay, administrative posts are different. Okay, in field there are different combinations, and how to decide that. Okay, so first we'll go step by step. First, you practice on predicting the domains. Okay, and after domain, then you can become more precise. Okay, but the complete, accurate, 100% education domain prediction is very, very tough. First part. Second part, like if you see the traditional methods of making prediction, okay, nowadays we are doing reverse. I will tell you how. See, the best time to make education-related prediction is when that child is about to enter school or for like primary education or secondary education. At that time, you can see the chart. Now, the duty of every jyotishi or duty of us, our, is to see the possible combination, and you can tell their parents, okay, these are the possible combination in which this child or native can do best in education. Okay, so you need to tell them possibilities. Okay, because you don't know like in which area this native have interest. Always remember, in horoscope, whatever planets are showing, that is different, but we need to also see the interest of the native. Then we need to pick something common in between them. Then that is the best advice. Otherwise, nowadays, what people are doing, they are studying something else and doing job in something else. I am from the medical background. Okay, education I have done there, and job I was doing in IT sector. Now I'm teaching jyotish. Okay, all three are completely different. Okay, so this is a bigger disaster and blunder in the education, which I have already done, and many people are already doing. They are doing IITs and IIMs and doing a job in the bank. So these kind of blunders with what people are doing. Okay, so jyotishis are also following the same thing. Okay, you need to understand this particular subject, education. Education works this domain of like what we call education in jyotish, education in astrology, this particular concept. Okay, you can utilize better if person take consultation in childhood or during the school days. You can guide them. Okay, like Alkesh is saying in this chart, okay, Mars is something which is showing the dominance in this combination, huh? And Venus is showing dominancy. So from childhood, you can train them, you can guide them. Okay, do something related to Mercury and Venus. Okay, so depending on the interest and what chart is showing, we can pick the best option. Then you will see that native will not make any mistakes in choosing education. Automatically, career will build. We don't have to worry about this one. And one more important recommendation: when you make like chart reading, parents ask, okay, tell me about like which kind of education native need to choose. Or some people, they ask, okay, tell the best possible career, okay, which this native can do easily and earn lot of money. Accordingly, we will choose the education. So they are not concerned about the education, they are concerned about the money and the career, ultimately, because that is the goal. Okay, so depending on like your projection of career and your financial things, they can take the education right now. They are doing reverse. Now, this is also biggest blunder. We should not do. Okay, parents can't take this decision. Who is the best person? Jyotishi is the best person to decide it. Now, how to do it? Today, we are seeing the education combinations and all. Okay, you will learn something. Okay, maybe next class we'll discuss about career. Okay, when you know this both part, okay, you see the combinations, planets responsible for the education in the chart, then you check the career. And you need to identify the common planets between the education and career. Okay, and tell them those suitable careers, which is those planets actually present in the both education and career. Let them decide those kind of career. So those native will never struggle in their career. They will earn good money and they will settle very easily in their career. So we need to sync in between education and career. That is the best recommendation and the consultation for the client. So we need to use the both part. But the problem with us is our client comes for the consultation after completion of the education. Okay, so we have already lost that whole segment. Now we have to deal with only career. Still, we can do lot of things, but the best time to take consultation for this career and education is during school days. Accordingly, they can select the courses and all.
Now, sir, if we see this chart only as an astrologer, we will also be confusing as a beginner. Like here, sir, Mercury and Jupiter are retro, so there is a combination in 3, 7, 11.
Okay.
So that 3, 7, 11 is something different. Now, which can even give even that the chartered accountant thing and all also it can give. And other combination, if we see, sir, that is 4, 8, 12. So this is Jal Tatu, sir. And so it can come to the marine engineering or Navy, job in Navy, or something related with the, machineries also. So mechanical also. So,
Correct.
so these two options are available for us to guide, let's say. So which one? Because, sir, one is the science stream and one is non-science stream, commerce stream. So how to decide?
No, you can't decide it. No, like, see, your duty is to see the possible combination. Okay, you have seen the two combinations. Okay, one is the commerce, one is the marine engineering. Okay, now to give them both options. Let them decide. Now you need to also see the interest of the child. Okay, let's say if child is more interested in accounts and this calculation and all, obviously you can easily tell them, no, okay, then go with the commerce and leave engineering. But you imagine like your chart is showing marine engineering and by any manner you have taken the decision, no, marine engineering is the best, and you guiding them to take marine engineering. But student is more interested in commerce. Then you can imagine the struggle is already started from the education only. Leave the career. Okay, so that's why, see, the duty of Jyotishi is to not take decision, final decision. No. Okay, our duty is to tell what is showing in the chart. Okay, so as per your analysis, you are saying chart is showing two streams, possible streams. Okay, commerce and marine engineering. Tell them both.
No, but sir,
okay,
Saturn,
then they will decide.
But sir, Saturn is making combination with 3, 7, 11. So will we not say that this is because Saturn is complementing it is more fruitful?
Because Saturn is a karma karak, so you are saying maybe in future this Saturn will add some advantage in the career also. Okay,
Yeah,
so
sir,
we
because,
can go with this career.
Yeah, because it will have Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn combination.
Yes, that is also fine. But the thing is, if you combine Jupiter, then it is make more sense because Jupiter shows the what we call fulfillment and that wealth factor that is required, ultimate requirement of the customer. No? So in that sense, Jupiter makes more sense. That's why we call Jupiter as a Sukhakara. But nowadays, definition of career becomes the struggle. Like, क्या बोलते हैं जब तक पसीना नहीं बहाओगे career में success नहीं होगे. I don't know what to call in English, but जब तक ऐसा definition रहेगा ना, आदमी कभी भी success नहीं हो पाएगा. So we need to understand the core principles of our Vedic wisdom. They say Jupiter. So wherever Jupiter connect, you will get those things easily without effort and you can enjoy it. So technically Jupiter and Saturn should be connected with our career part. Okay, then that native will do hard work as well as he will enjoy that career. If Saturn alone Saturn is connected, it is showing only struggle and the karma part, but he is not enjoying it. Correct? So we need both. Okay, so the best way, see, there are two options, like we can tell parents to choose the best option. Okay, you can tell them possible options both. Otherwise, if you have to take one decision only, okay, single prediction, then it's better to see the connection of Jupiter and Saturn both. If you're seeing Jupiter-Saturn connection in any of domain, you can predict that. Okay, that is the more easiest manner. Otherwise, what people say, Saturn, again, connection of Saturn will tell you the possible career option. Okay, a best suitable career, because that is a karma karak. That is also fine, but my understanding is Saturn plus Jupiter is required. So ultimately, job or gaining job is not important, but after doing job, fulfillment in that job, okay, and this stability and enjoyment, that is also important. That comes from the Jupiter. And this is not only applicable for the career part. Wherever this Saturn, especially Jupiter connect, okay, you will enjoy those areas in your life. That's why we say the blessings of Jupiter. That enjoyment comes from the Jupiter only. But in anybody's chart, if Jupiter is afflicted, then that becomes very bad chart. So we need to do some remedies for Jupiter. So that enjoyment factor will activate in the chart.